Hey guys, Tara here. Welcome back to another round of the Classic Cars Championship, this time for the Italian Grand Prix at Monza, of course, whereas ever in the 2006 Renault. So this track is going to be probably one of the worst for my car, and the reason I'm showing you like this setup screen is because I forgot to actually put the formation lap on. So it'll be the 2002 Ferrari that takes pole, surprisingly, from the 2004 Ferrari, which finally has a good qualifying session. We somehow get third, I have no idea how, ahead of the Red Bull, then the Williams, the Brawn, and the McLaren in 7th, and taking honours in C2 is the 92 Williams once again, with the 98 McLaren not far behind. So let's actually try and have a good race now coming to those 5 red lights. Can we actually go somewhere with the starting line this time? I highly doubt it, but now at the 5 red lights, lights out and away we go. Can I actually go anywhere? Actually sticking here with the stock. This is the pain I have to suffer every single race start. Every car on the grid just shoots straight past me now. Here come a few of the C2 cars, got being sandwiched there by 2 McLaren Hondas. There's a cut down until I'm going for a dive back on the inside, trying to get past a few of them. I'm going to dive on the inside though of both those McLaren Hondas. Now we've got the inside line which is turned to the racing line. We make the move past the McLaren. Now coming out of the corner, don't get the best run in the world. Now we've got the McLaren though, still looking all over the back of us, and that's actually a decent McLaren Honda behind us, not like the ones from 2015 to 2017. It was all the other cars now battling up in front. Besides us, because we're way behind them already. We've got the 92 Williams there having a look at the 2008 McLaren, so that's pretty ambitious there. For the Williams, I know it's got a good 1 lap pace, but it doesn't really show that in terms of race pace. It usually drops way behind the McLaren, which is still the 98 McLaren at least, which is the second of 2 McLaren Mercedes that are in this race. And then through the corners, you can see it loses a little bit of time. It's not as good through the corners, and it's going to be monstrous to speed. Even though that's got a V10 compared to the V8, well, the C1 car behind it, it's going to be nothing compared to the Ferrari the 2007, which is on absolute steroids so far this season, it seems like now. Through Scari, now a brilliant outside overtake there on that McLaren Mercedes of Mika Häkkinen's 98 MP413, and then that allows us to get past as well because the momentum the McLaren lost out of Scari. And the Ferrari is already making a move now on the Williams, trying to go for the locker, but he makes a move around the outside of Parabolica. 2 great moves in 2 corners from that Ferrari. I mean, I know it's home race, but it doesn't really have to go all out like this is. It's only lap 1 of the race. He's got another, what, 12 or 13 laps of the race left to go. And as we're having a drag race now with the Williams Renault down. And so one like the Williams though is keeping it pretty good with us, even though we've only got a V8 in our car. We just match in front of it into turn 1, so we've got a much newer engine, although it does have 4 less cylinders in it. Now we can try and get a good run here out of the first corner, which we doesn't look like we do, because that first gear is absolutely killer in this car. And we've got the Williams once again trying to stick it out around the outside line through Curva Grande side by side with the 92 Williams Renault. We managed to clear it though. Going up now into the second chicane, going to try and keep it ahead. There's the Ferrari already cleared of us. We have to go a little bit defensive there. Actually take a nice line there through the chicane though, and pull away quite a bit though from that Williams. But honestly, the Williams giving us one hell of a fight. We've seen it so far from a few of the C2 cars, along with the McLaren as well on its day. Now so up now into 8th place in class and 8th place overall. And I've never actually finished last place in my class, or, well, in 8th place overall. That includes retirements as well, so I want to keep that record going. So now we actually go purple through the second sector. And it's going to stay on board now for the end of this lap of the league, because honestly, this is going to be the fastest that this Renault has ever gone. You know, the cars today, in real life, do about 220-ish in terms of straight line speed with their 1.6 litre V6 turbos. Now just come down around Parabolica to try and get a nice time through there. You get a nice time there, pretty much following the racing line, pretty much exactly though, using a little bit of time there on the corner exit. Now coming over over the start finish line. Of course we have nowhere near setting the fastest lap of the race. Now we're in the slipstream as well of the 2007 Ferrari in front of us. We're going out to 200 miles an hour. We're going to get anything more coming into the corner. 201 now, heavily into the braking zone. So this car is about 20 miles an hour slower, with a much more, in theory, powerful engine than what the cars of today have. But now then, on to lap 4. We're still in 8th place and 8th place. We're catching over to a group of cars in front of us, because we've still got the 07 Ferrari. I think the car in front of that is the 2008 McLaren, but I can't quite see what line from it is. It's one of the older Ferraris, but I can't quite see though which of the 2 it is. But now they've got the McLaren now all over the back though of that Ferrari. I don't know why the Ferrari's actually in contention with these 2 cars, because it's so much faster now. The Ferrari, the 7 one goes for a move on this side of the McLaren phase into a sky, and he's side by side, and McLaren's going to try and hurry around the outside line, and no, he just gets forced out there by the Ferrari. So that Ferrari is on an absolute mission. Well, we know the new ones have mission winner with sponsors, so this is on a different kind of mission for this 2007 Ferrari now, as the McLaren lost quite a bit of time there, so he got put off and put wide through a Scari. Now then, the 2007 Ferrari, now over the back of what was the pole-sitting car, the 2002 Ferrari. I don't know why this is so far down the order. I know he doesn't get the best starts in the world either, But either way, I don't know why it's down here. I mean, it took pole. It's clearly got the pace. I have no idea why it's down here with us. Down in the straight line, it's losing out now. We're all over the back now of the MP423. It has to go defensive to the inside line into turn 1. Now going into brakes and trying to hold it around the outside line, which then turns to the inside, going to try and force out the McLaren wide, which we do. Of course, we have to use first gear though through the corner, which is going to give us a killer exit. Now here comes McLaren's going to try and blast straight back past it, which he does. Even before we get around Curva Grande, the McLaren makes his way back in front of us, such is how terrible first gear is in this car. Now the McLaren has to go defensive to the inside line. Going to go for a massive dive on the inside. We're very short on the corner though. We completely missed it there. Bobbling there all over the curves, and now you have to let the McLaren back through. Although I didn't get an illegal overtake from what the game said, but honestly, if I want to make an overtake, I want to make it properly. And honestly, I think I've got the speed over the McLaren. I mean, I started in 3rd place. I've clearly got some pace at least. But now then, we're getting in section because of course there's DRS boards there, but none of these cars have DRS. Because even that Red Bull, it existed 1 year before DRS was a thing. Now coming now into a Sky, going for a move on the inside of the McLaren. Going now into a Sky, we're going to force it out wide. Pretty much do the exact same move as what the Ferrari did to it a lap before. And McLaren, where's he even got to get back way out of the corner there? Lost a load of time from that. Now you've got the battling now up front as well. Coming now round Parabolica, got the 2002 Ferrari. She's got the 76 McLaren here in front of her. You know that McLaren's so slow in straight line speed. It's really slow everywhere. And you held up the Ferrari now. Here comes the 2007 Ferrari now going side by side with it now. Down in someone, of course, the 2002 Ferrari just breezes himself back in front. Now the catching now to the 70 Lotus is going to go either side of the Lotus. I mean, that must have been scary for the Lotus driving. That Lotus is going at full pelt for what he can do. And he's going to just get sized past by 2 championship winning Ferraris on either side of it. Now, that must have been some spectacle seeing from that driver's perspective. And now moving a bit further, we've got the Red Bull makes a move past the 72 McLaren. Okay, now the 76 McLaren now coming up now to the 72 Lotus in the Sky. This is not the place he wants to be catching. He's getting held up here so much because that Lotus is so slow. Now here goes the Bronze trying to come in. She smashes into the back of the Lotus. The Bronze just destroys off half of its own front wing on the back of the Lotus. Why is it doing it? Why just try to go for a gap, which literally wasn't there. Okay, there's actually nothing there now on the left side of his front wing. It's leaving so much time here. 3 Parabolica as well. Actually, here comes the BMW Williams now catching up behind it. Now the Brawn has to come into the pit lane. The Brawn, it's returned to form. It has absolutely no luck whatsoever. But honestly, that time, that crash was its own fault. I mean, it won the last race out finally, taking its first win out of the 3 that it should have had. And it's going to be a front wing change for the Brawn. Actually, the stripes on the side of it, as noticed, are from the sponsor Banco de Brazil. I honestly never knew that. I just thought it had green stripes on it, but no, it's from the sponsor. So, the more you know about the car from 10 years ago. You know, makes way back out now onto the track. There's a car going down the start finish straight, and that's the 96 Williams, I'm pretty sure. Indeed it is. And now it's going to be way down the order now in C2. It's pretty much mid-pack now within C2 for that Brawn. So any hope of it getting out of 8th place or finishing ahead of all the cars that actually make the finish for C1 have pretty much gone out the window now for them. And now then, we've still got the McLaren Mercedes, which is still actually stuck up behind the Williams Renault, but now that puts a lap on the 76 McLaren as well. So there's a lot of McLarens in this championship. And honestly, this one is the one that's actually only any good. Now coming up now into Ascari, once again the 72 Lotus is there in front of both of these cars, but actually they get through Ascari this time. Yeah, they get through Ascari before the Lotus comes into play, and Lotus gets smashed into again by the McLaren. It does a copycat move to what the Brawn did a few laps ago. Because of course, moving further on, this happened after there's the Brawn in the background actually. And now the McLaren has destroyed half of the left side of its front wing. And is this thing going to have to come into the pits now? Because look at the Williams is just romping away into the distance. And now the McLaren has to come into the pit lane. But the thing is, unlike the Brawn, because the Brawn was way out of the championship fight. It's out of the championship fight after the second race, after 2 DNS. The McLaren is actually going for honours in C2 with the 92 Williams. Now this is going to put it way down the order. It might even be in last place by the time it actually comes back out onto the track. So, yeah, this could have massive implications for who takes Johnny's in C2 out of this and the Williams. Honestly, if the Williams doesn't have any issues or retirements from this race, it's just been handed victory in C2 on a plate, and what's that? It's going to be 9th place. But still, that's a good amount of points. Now the McLaren's back out now on the track. There's a car in front of it, but is there anything behind it for position? Well, it's not the 2007 Ferrari. It's the leader of C3. That's the 79 Ferrari. So okay, now the McLaren is at the back of C2. It's got a load of work to know to get anything from this race to salvage its championship. Now, and looking a bit further on now, back up to 5 back up front. We've got the 2003 Williams now defending actually a huge lockup there from the 2002 Ferrari. And honestly, you'd expect the Williams would be the faster car. But in the real life 2003 season, for the first few races of the season, the 2002 Ferrari was used before they got the 2003 GA car. And it actually won a few races. So this Ferrari and the Williams are basically evenly matched cars. Now it's going to happen another huge lockup there from the Williams. So the Williams clearly feeling the pressure, feeling the presence of the pole-sitting car behind it. Either that, it's got some massive brake issues because into two major braking zones, that's two lockups in a row, and usually the AI aren't that dumb to do that. But then again, this is F1 2018, the AI do whatever they want most of the time. Now then, the 2002 Ferrari, you can hear the screaming V10s in both these cars. It's a great sound, great spectacle as well, seeing these two cars coming now into Ascari. The Williams is just about able to keep it in front as it comes now through Ascari, because this means the Williams has a little bit more downforce than the 2002 Ferrari, so it's going to be marginal really between those two cars. And the Ferrari's all over the back of it now, coming now into Parabolica. He goes for a move on the inside line, and we side by side. Can the Williams hold it around the outside line? Has he got enough downforce to try and sneak around the outside line? No, it hasn't. The Ferrari with a nice move on the inside. Of course, is the home race for all of these Ferraris as well. Imagine that the Tifosi are going to love that. But now then, the monstrous BMW engine here, the V10 screaming away in the back of this Williams. You see it's gaining back now on the 2002 Ferrari. The Ferrari has to go defensive into turn 1. Going to go lay on the brake, trying to hold around the outside. No, the Ferrari actually goes later on the brakes. Actually pulls away a little bit. So the Ferrari, very keen on the brakes, or even the Williams are being very, very conservative. Maybe a bit of both. I don't know why it gets stuck here now behind the 76th car. So there's always a lapped car that comes up to be a pain when you least want it. Now it's actually now the Williams get stuck behind you, trying to go for a move, but then the McLaren just move back onto the racing line, and that's give the Ferrari the position now. Surely, and honestly, it was a valiant effort from the Williams to try and come back, but it just didn't have enough. Now as the Ferrari's easy makes some passes. Now we're able to make the movements. It's been a while since we've actually seen this because nothing's really happened for us in this race. I think we've been following the 2007 Ferrari around the track and been making it easy to move there past the McLaren as well. Now into lap 10 of the race. Yeah, we've gone quite a long way. We've been just burning through the laps because not a lot's happened for our point of view. It's been happening everywhere else on the track. We're coming now into a Ascari, kids. There's a C3 car here. I can see a wide dot on the mini map. It's holding up the two cars in front. That's going to give the 2002 Ferrari even more breathing space to just pull away now. Now it looks like something here has been actually held up quite a bit. I think that's the 2007 Ferrari. It's definitely, yeah, that's the 2007 Ferrari. Now it's come out into Parabolica all over the back now because it had pulled away from us because it is slightly faster, of course, being a 1 year nearer car as well. And not having to worry about using first gear and just completely going at 2 miles an hour. And now the down start finish, you can be in the slipstream now of that 2007 Ferrari. Kimi Raikkonen's championship winning car. Now all of it getting now in the slipstream. Going to have this engine now to 100 to the max and go for a dive on the inside of the Ferrari now. Intel going to be side by side with the Ferrari, making the move on the inside line and making the move stick. But now we have to do first to get out of the corner. Now is the Ferrari close enough to try and come back at us now? He's coming out of the corner now. It's gaining. He's all over the back. He's trying to look there. It darted to. We tried to dart to the inside now as the Ferrari's now is all over the back of us. So getting right now slipstream now. Coming down into the hairpin. We're just about able to block it though. We try and get stopped for the corner time. Yes, we do. Manage to get stopped there perfectly almost. So now they're going to actually try and pull away now from the Ferrari and try and gain now. Can we actually possibly gain on the Williams BMW? This thing, it seems to be having trouble under braking. And, well, braking is one of the most important things on this track along with straight line speed. So we haven't really got much straight line speed compared to the Williams. But we can brake a hell of a lot later than what it can. So it comes now into a Ascari. There's a car there coming up in front of it. Okay, that's another back marker car. That could cause issues, although it looks like we're going to get past it though fairly simply. We managed to get past it there. It looks like the 76 Ferrari, I think that one is. So we're making an easy move past the Ferrari as well. And then the Ferrari makes an easy move past the Ferrari as well. That'd be a interesting situation to say if it wasn't this video, would it? Ferrari passing a Ferrari, which is about 20 seconds a lot slower than it. Now then, down the start finish rate. Now this should be starting lap 11, or is this lap... I think this might actually be lap 12 of the race now. I think we've got 2 laps of this race left to go. Coming down into turn 1. The Williams are going to be pulling away from us down the straight, but coming now into turn 1, it actually manages to stop for the corner. So whatever brake problems he was having, they seem to be fixed. Now they're moving further on into that lap because nothing else really happened through the middle sector there. And then you've got a whole bunch of lap cars there up in front. Now then, it's going to be drag race now. We're still getting on the Williams because, of course, it might well be having problems still on the braking. We're definitely a lot closer here than what we were. Now Green Sky is going to be held up in by the 78 Lotus, so the two Lotuses in this championship and in this race, because we're going to get almost smashing into the back of Williams, getting so slowly, being held up so much, and now we're going to get 3 wide there, sandwich the other Lotus, and they're going side by side now, with the Williams BMW coming down now, up to Parabolica, and we side by side, so actually here comes the Ferrari now trying to look for a dive back up the inside line, we side by side, the Ferrari goes for a dive back up our inside, and trying to hold it now around the outside of the F2007. We've got another McLaren Honda there up in front, and that's going to be a drag race now down to the finish line. Of course, now we're in the slipstream of the BMW wins, but the Ferrari there is going to be giving it all it's got now. It's coming out onto the final lap of the race. This definitely must be now. That's coming now into one of the Ferrari's going to try and go for a dive up the inside line, going to try and stick it there around the outside line. We'll then turn to the inside now for turn 2, but we're in first gear, and the Ferrari's a lot closer this time. We cover the race line, but now the Ferrari's going to try and go for a dive now around the outside line. Coming on now through Curva Grande, it manages to make the move on us. Now it's being held up here now, actually behind the McLaren Honda. Goes in the middle of the road, we're going to breeze straight back past the Ferrari. All that hard work just undone in seconds. The Ferrari there, it gave it everything it had. Now they're coming up now through the last mode. It's lost quite a bit of time to us, so I will say apologies. My commentary hasn't been the best for this video. It's because before recording this, I got 3 hours of sleep last night. And coming out from 9 hours of work, and this is a few hours after that, so still, yeah, not the best conditions to be recording a video in. Now then, through Ascari now, for the final time, and now there's another lapped car here in front of the BMW Williams. Now is that going to hold it up now? It actually gets out of the way fairly good, although it's looking like it held up a little bit, because now we're all over the back, though, of the BMW Williams. Of course, they're coming into Parabolica now. It's just going to be pulling away from us now. Going now into Parabolica now for the final time. Going for a massive slingshot. Going to try and stick it out around the outside. Going to be side by side. We've done it. Around the outside of Parabolica on the final lap, the final corner. Going to finish right now. We're going to weave up to the finish line. I'm going to finish in P4, I'm pretty sure this is. But that, honestly, that feels like a victory. That's the best overtake I think I've ever done. Now I've shown that now from my point of view to show that that wasn't like a flashback or anything. That was just a do-or-die move. This is how it looked now from the actual recording over so late into the brakes. I actually just managed to find the grip around the outside line because you've got more downforce than that Williams having a 3-year newer car. And the Williams there, it can't do anything about us. Now coming over the line. It is going to be a P4 finish, but that's... Well, I'm still yet to get a podium. I've got 2 races left to get one. But if I don't, then honestly, I'm not really too bothered after making... honestly, I think the best overtake I've actually done on this game and on an F1 game for a long time as well. And it's the 2004 Ferrari that finally wins a race. This is meant to be the fastest car here. And it's took it this long to actually get a win. Honestly, I think that's to be more disappointing than the Brawn, really. Because the Brawn's just been unlucky. The Ferrari's just been... honestly terrible, but taking a victory in front of the Tifosi, even though that's not going to mean too much, but still 2004 Ferrari there coming away with a great result. Taking a look at the end results, and the Ferrari absolutely dominated the race, 21.5 seconds clear of the Red Bull, with the 2002 Ferrari coming home in 3rd. We come home in 4th, 8 tenths clear of the Williams, with the 2007 Ferrari in 6th, ahead of the 2008 McLaren, and the Brawn would get back up though into 8th place, with honours in C2 going unsurprisingly to the 92 Williams, which was 15 seconds in front of the 96 Williams, which rounds out the top 10. 95 Ferrari comes home in 11th, with the 88 McLaren in 12th, ahead of the 91 McLaren, quite surprisingly by quite some way as well. So the 98 McLaren is still showing its pace, even though it did have that massive problem with the crash into the back of the Lotus. So to come back that high up as well just shows the pace gap between cars, even only 7 years newer. And then came the 88 McLaren in 15th, and then honours in C3 went to the 82 McLaren, with the 79 Ferrari in 16th. 17th was the 78 Lotus, and the 76 Ferrari, the 72 Lotus, and the 1976 Lotus comes home in last place with a lap time of 1 minute 48. That's almost Spa lap times for the current cars, when you figure that the 2004 Ferrari did its lap time in about 1 minute 23, something like that. That just goes to show really the progression that was made from those years and to what we have nowadays. Now taking a look at the point standings, and the Red Bull increases its lead with 121 points now. It's now 5 points clear of the BMW Williams in second, with the 2007 Ferrari starting to fall away now in third, and we're somehow in fourth, despite everything that's happened in the championship so far, ahead of the 2004 Ferrari, which is joint on points with the McLaren, but the McLaren hasn't actually won a race, that's why it's in sixth. And then we have the F 2002 and the Braun in 8th place. 1 point clear of the 98 McLaren, which has honours in C2, but is now joint on points only now with the Williams. So that championship battle really heating up now with only 2 rounds left to go. And then honours in C3 currently going to the 79 Ferrari, which is 5 points clear of the 78 Lotus. So remember to leave a like if you enjoyed this video, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you're new and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Remember to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, they'll be linked down in the description below. Thanks for watching, I'll see you all next time.